talk to you today about a movie I remember or I just watched last night called Copycat, which is from 1995. It's a psychological thriller. And the reason I wanted to watch this, when I was a kid, my family and I would go to Kings Island. And there were two movies I remember my dad watching. One of them was Blue Lagoon in the hotel, and the other one was Copycat. And since I had no interest in seeing Blue Lagoon, I said, you know what? Let's see what Copycat's about. I started it before, got bored, but then I gave it a chance, and I'd give it a solid B plus with a few things that failed, and then some other shit that was all right. Now, 1995, this came out, so of course I wouldn't give two shits. But Harry Connick Jr., for those of you that don't know, Santa Claus is coming to town. I know he does a version of that. And I have to say, when you think of other movies that couple serial killers, okay? Halloween Ends, Silence of the Lambs, and Copycat, and Scream, this is one that is a little closer to Silence of the Lambs in that the better killer is locked up, and it's just, it pisses me off because I kind of liked the shitty killer when he was a normal guy, because the premise of the story is, for those of you that don't know, Sigourney Weaver is like the fucking Vera Farmiga. Like, Holly Hunter asked her to, like, will you work with us, me and Dermot Mulvaney, who was one of the Ghostface in Part 6. So when I see, holy shit, this is Will Patton from Halloween 2018 Kills going to be with a Ghostface, I was like, wow, this is kind of intriguing. That's kind of cool. Which is something I only would have appreciated now as opposed to if I tried to watch it in 95. Then I'd be 8, and I know I'd have gotten bored. But for the most part, when I was watching it, I was like, Sigourney Weaver in this is acting how Jamie Lee Curtis should have acted in Halloween H2O. Halloween H2O was, it got me into the Halloween franchise. But, you know, her performance, her haircut, her castmates sucked. Dermot Mulroney or whatever, he sucked in this. It was weird. When he got shot, I was like, I was shocked because I did not expect them to shoot one of the lead cops. And, at first, he seemed like he wanted to fuck everybody. He seemed like he wanted Holly Hunter. He seemed like he wanted Sigourney Weaver. So I was like, okay, there should be a love triangle here. And then when he got shot, I was like, okay, this makes more sense because he was a bad actor in that. He was adding nothing. Because Will Patton used to be with Holly Hunter, and he was sniffing around her. And at one point, Will Patton just tells Dylan Mulroney, he's like, go fuck yourself. And I know it's like Dermot, but it's easy for me to say Dylan, so I'm just going to call him Dylan. He looks like a Dylan. But, like I said, but I was rooting for Will Patton to get with Holly Hunter. I don't know why because he's like, yeah, there's a reason she broke up with you. And at one point, he was like, Will Patton tells Ghostface from Part 6, go fuck yourself. But I was like, okay, which one are you trying to sniff around? The Ghostface guy. I'm just going to call him Dylan, even though it's like Dermot or something. But he was sniffing around everybody. I thought he wanted to get with Holly Hunter. Thought he wanted to get with Sigourney Weaver. And right after he gets shot, because it's one of those where Holly Hunter's partners with Ghostface Part 6. And, you couldn't tell if Sigourney Weaver and him were going to get together or if he was. But this little Asian fucker, ugly as fuck, one of them fucked up little teeth guys. I mean, he's got a Mo Howard haircut, ugly as sin. Just one of those guys that I know I'm a dick, but his face will piss you off. And I know his teeth certainly did. So, again, Asian with the Mo Howard haircut. He's in a police station, very reminiscent of Discount Alice Cooper in that Prince of Darkness movie, mixed with Bon Scott from the Wishmaster movie scene where the cop gets, or Wishmaster has that guy go crazy and they shoot him. It reminded me of that. Holly Hunter shoots the fucker, and Ghostface Part 6 is a dumbass, shoots him in the shoulder, and instead of doing the goddamn headshot like a smart person, he gets right in the way. So then he pops up, shoots him. She's finally able to kill him. But it's like, you stupid bastard. It was a smart movie, except for a couple of dumbass moments that, like that. There was one twist that I was like, okay, I saw that coming. And then I was like, and even at the end when Holly Hunter shoots, what's his face? The fag. And I call him a fag because he legit was one. Okay? And I was stunned by this because I looked at this guy and, they did some smart shit. Like Sigourney Weaver made a big point. Serial killers are mostly like 20 to 35. They're white males. Yada, yada. Whatever. But I was like, okay. And, this young guy, he's with this real old, ugly-looking woman. And he kisses her on the forehead. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because but he was awkward. And I was like, wow, you are a nerd. Are you sure you're not the serial killer? And sure as shit, he was the copycat. And he was gay. Because it was weird because all the they copycat real people. Harry Connick Jr. is the real killer, and the no-name kind of like the dude that I kind of felt like they had to be like the pretty boy. But I was like, why did you kiss your wife on the forehead? Then he's gay. But they were doing all these because the copycat killer is somebody that copies real killers. We're talking Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, of course, Dahmer. But when they brought up gays, I was like, wait a minute, why are we having gays? Then you find out, because they're, he's gay. Which I didn't expect that, but it made sense when he and his wife was really nice. She had this cute little dog. And again, she's ugly as sin, but it was cute because she go play on your computer. But it was it was kind of sweet in a way because I was like, oh, you were being so your wife's old. She's older than you, but you're so awkward. But I just thought that's what kind of pissed me off too. I was like, okay, they seem like they could be a sweet couple. But then she was so matter of fact. I'm like, okay, go play with your computer. So I just thought he was an awkward nerd. Come to find out, no, he's Harry Connick Jr.'s disciple. Now, Harry Connick Jr. and Sigourney Weaver and Holly Hunter a little bit, but not much. You could tell the actors in that movie were Sigourney and fucking Harry Connick. Again, Harry was just squirrely as dog shit. For example, I'm butchering this, but Sigourney Weaver, I felt like, made me a promise in that movie by saying, giving me the kind of character that I wanted. I liked how professional she was, how much she really. The best way I can describe it, she was like the Vera Farmiga of the fucking copycat because, like, Lorraine would know about ghosts and hauntings and being psychic. Sigourney Weaver was smart. Like, she knew about serial killers. Like, whoever wrote that did their homework. Super smart movie. But Harry Connick Jr., if you ever saw Beetlejuice Part 2, when Beetlejuice shows up out of nowhere, like, that kind of freaked me out because I wasn't expecting that. Um, when Lydia's doing her talk show, and Harry Connick Jr. like has a squirrely laugh and fucked up teeth, and he just like mimics slitting her throat or slitting his throat like you're next, and then vanishes with a crowd full of people that, unless he's supernatural, should not be able to do that. And to take such a strong, confident woman like Sigourney Weaver and give her agoraphobia, because when he attacks her in the bathroom and he asks her, because a cop comes to save her, and he's like, he's got a knife and a gun. He's like, what should I do? Should I kill him, like slit his throat, or should I shoot him? He's like, I want to do both. So he shoots him, slits his throat. And later on, the faggy worst killer, I mean, he's boring. Like, you're like, oh God, why are you talking about a worse and a better? My mom said it beautifully when I was younger. I asked her, why do people watch horror movies? She said, because people can go, the actors can go home to their families, have dinner with their families at night, which is a beautiful thing, which puts it in perspective. Again, the violence is fake. It's all movie. It's all pretend. But when I say worse, I mean Harry Connick Jr., the vibe he was putting, thinking of trying to catch this squirrely, part supernatural, part human protagonist or antagonist, he would have been more interesting. This guy had no charisma to him. This guy seemed like a little pussy. Like, even when he said bitch, oh God. I used to make fun of Scream bad. Um, this is like, if it's not Timothy Oliphant, whoever the fuck, this was bad. This was like Roman Bridger and Part 2 Ghostface. Uh, like a forced little pussy that couldn't intimidate anybody. Like if a kindergartner, if you were trying to intimidate a kindergartner, he'd have told this little bitch to go suck a dick. Like, fuck yourself, you little pussy. You ain't scaring me. And this movie was so good, but a couple of dumbass moments. Uh, Dermot Mulvaney, whatever, Ghostface Part 6, stepping in the way intentionally, like, you knew he was unarmed, stupid, or you knew he was just hitting the shoulder. He was still able to shoot you, retard. And then, like, you could tell it was the no charisma killer. He didn't need to yank off his mustache, but the audience or the camera's like, did you get that, audience? It's really him. Like, no shit. He just attacked her, and I could just tell it was the same Nimrod, just with a mustache. Now, I would say it's a B plus, and I think it is. I really, really do think it's a good movie, but it does drag. Now, what absolutely was horrible? Again, this one guy with a mustache, shitty actor, Ghostface Part 6. Uh, I don't know. I just feel like Holly Hunter, I don't know. They needed to like have him commit and either hook up with Holly Hunter or Sigourney Weaver because it just he had no purpose. The mustache guy was the worst. He was the most boring, the dumbest. Uh, just a shitty actor, and it dragged. The movie dragged a little bit because I think it's just how I am with police procedurals. I just need more excitement because, again, I liked Holly Hunter. Um, really liked Sigourney Weaver. Uh, Harry Connick Jr. Fuck. Like, there were parts that legit creeped me out. Um, and again, it don't sound impressive, but I don't know what it was. There's a scene on the computer and where the girl, she was a redhead, looked like Woodstock, and the chick, you see her like slit, got her throat slit, real graphic looking murder scene in the bathtub, and Harry Connick Jr. had it like dancing around like, and it's a dead body, but he's animated it to where it looks like it's dancing. It looked like some salad finger shit. And then it does a juxtaposition of like a Fear Street looking skull on her face, and it's going, eh! And like the screamer part, I was like, please quit making that noise. It freaked me out. Something else happened to kind of, but like that like uneasy part, and again, when they blow the bad killer's brains out at the end, it's like, thank you, Holly Hunter. That's what I told you at the beginning. Because I was even, because she's shooting him in the chest, because he was fucking with Sigourney Weaver, trying to kill her. And you think Holly Hunter's dead at this point, because I forgot about her putting on the bulletproof vest, but she gets shot. So you think, Jesus Christ, now Sigourney Weaver's got to fight this guy alone. Only for Holly Hunter to shoot the fuck out of him. And I'm like, Holly, headshot, what are you doing? And then she listened to me and she finally blows the fucker away. But it's like, you should have done that to Asian Mo Howard earlier. So it's like, I don't know why you didn't do that. And then at the end, it's just showing Harry Connick Jr. writing his letter because he thought of himself as Jesus, because he's like Jesus, I have my disciples. And he was writing to some nut on the outside, and it leaves you feeling like he's got people on the outside. So he can get you, whether he's awake or whether he's in prison or out, doesn't matter. He can reach behind those prison walls. And it was a good movie. It was a solid movie, B+. The only thing that really prevented it from being an A-, it dragged a little. I think what I would have done with those shots is, we get the point of the movie. Maybe you could shorten it, or show me how this is affecting the city. Like, are people locking their doors? Because instead of, because that's the thing with detectives, they don't cast people that are like super charismatic to play the rest of the cops. You're always in big, long boardrooms with like one or two charismatic actors, and then a bunch of dog shit, bland, just their actors, talking about the killings in very matter of fact ways. That it just, you know, baby, I'm a different breed, but I expect you to be charismatic when I'm watching your movies. And movies like this that are big police procedural, uh, it just, you'll have one or two charismatic actors, and then everybody else sucks. And Holly Hunter is the only charismatic one of the cops. Um, Sigourney Weaver had charisma, but that poor girl's agoraphobic. She couldn't leave her apartment. But what really like hurts the movie, in my opinion, I felt like I was promised this movie where Sigourney Weaver was just going to be this very knowledgeable woman, powerful female protagonist that was just going to tell me about, you know, serial killers, and just had a very analytical mind, very intelligent woman, very, I mean, she had the nice power suit, or she had the skirt, she had the nice red jacket that was sharp. Um, Versus the movie that, you know, Harry Connick Jr. is in like one or two scenes, and we finally see that he's been arrested, and then the actual copycat. Now, why is it called copycat? Harry Connick Jr. copies these real life serial killers, and of course his partner, which is some throwback to some obscure killer from the 30s and 40s, you know, his copycat is one of his quote unquote disciples. And, you know, how you fix this movie, you let Harry Connick Jr. be the main killer, or you shoot the boring fucker right from the beginning. Because to me, Harry Connick Jr. was just the way better serial killer. He was way more interesting, and I wanted the movie to be him causing mayhem. He's squirrely, he's scary. He would have been perfect. But instead, you go with the low rent, copycat, zero charisma having, you know, Gabo that doesn't want to kiss his old ugly lady, and it just, it hurts the movie severely. I don't like it, but I'd still give it a B plus. So thanks for watching and listening. Subscribe to my channel. Have yourselves a great day. It was one of the problem.